Less than an hour until kickoff. Let's take one last look at what some of the keys are. Scott Grodsky with Eric Forman, Ryan Koletty. And when you talk about this game, it's all about the running backs. Daniel Thomas for Kansas State and DeLon Carter for Syracuse, both over 1,000 yards. Who has the edge?
I think it's Kansas State's Daniel Thomas. He's had the edge because he plays in the Big 12 and he plays against big guys. He's got that offensive line that's over 314 pounds on average. And this is a big offensive line. This is going to be a huge challenge for Syracuse today.
Yeah, Daniel Thomas last year led the Big 12 in rushing. This year he's got nearly 1,500 yards. Second team All Big 12 conference. Daniel Thomas has done a great job all year establishing Kansas State's offense because you're looking at essentially a one-dimensional team. When they can't run the ball, they can't really do much else.
The one thing about DeLon Carter, though, he is healthy now, and I think a healthy DeLon Carter is going to have a big game.
And as far as special teams goes for Syracuse, obviously the big story, Rob Long not going to be able to play in this game. How does that affect the squad?
Well, I just saw Ryan Lichtenstein. He's going to be taking over. I just saw him punting behind us, and he looks fine. I mean, he's been able to punt the ball. He was trying to pin the ball inside the 10-yard line. He's pretty successful in practice. Let's see if that'll transfer over to the game.
Well, and what a lot of people don't know is that Ryan Lichtenstein, in addition to doing the place kicking in high school, he was also a punter, and he averaged nearly 40 yards per punt. It's that he hasn't punted in a while, and coming in your first game at Yankee Stadium in the bowl game, that's kind of difficult. It's a really rough environment to go in, but he's had a lot of practice this week. He's known for several days that he was going to be the punter. It's fair to say I think he's going to be okay. We're looking at perfect conditions.
And another aspect of Long's game was he was also the holder for the field goal unit. That's something that might be affected by the weather and the atmosphere here. What is the most important aspect of this game in terms of being in Yankee Stadium? Is it the weather, the atmosphere, the fans? What's going to impact this game most?
I think it possibly could be the weather, Eric. I mean, this ground is hard. It's very padded down right now, and I think it's going to be hard for players to get their footing, especially coming around the outside edge. If Syracuse is going to have Antoine Bailey be a factor in this game, it's going to be tough to get him bounced outside when you can barely get your footing on this ground.
You know what? I think the most important factor, especially going in, has got to be nerves. Not only are we at Yankee Stadium, they're playing to a national television audience. Syracuse needs to buckle down, settle down, and just do the things that they've done in practice, because if Syracuse can't do it, if Kansas State can't do it, they're going to be nervous, they're going to be dropping balls, they're going to be doing all sorts of things that they've tried to avoid all week. Another important factor, you got to look at the crowd. So far, with only maybe 10% of the crowd here, it looks like a fairly Syracuse partisan crowd. There's certainly a lot of Kansas State here. I saw a Kansas plate in the garage, go figure. But at the same time, the crowd is going to be very important as well.
Now, after a month of analyzing this game to death, who do you guys have winning? And it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Who's your prediction?
I saw the other day that 2/3 of the nation thinks Kansas State's going to win this game. I'm going to go against the grain, Eric. I'm going to go with Syracuse 24-14.
Well, I'll go with the grain. Going to go Kansas State 21-17.
And we'll see exactly which one of you is right. Less than an hour until kickoff. Be sure to follow CitrusTV Sports on Twitter for live updates from the game. Enjoy the game, everyone.